Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don, hope things are going well. If you're new, welcome. I'm doing a gift request. Carolina's Beauty made a donation or a gift to the channel. So first, thank you, Carolina's Beauty. That's very kind. I love that. I love doing these too. But it's Vince Gill's A Pocket Full of Gold. And I don't know this song, so we're just going to find out what this one's all about. As we know, Vince is Vince. He's probably one of the finest musicians in the world because his guitar playing is top shelf and his vocals are just, they hit you every which way he wants to hit you.
He slipped the ring off his finger.
That hurt.
When he walked in the room, and he found him some stranger.
He gave it to him?
Promised her the moon. How many lies you must have told? You think you're a rich man with your pocket full of gold.
I don't know where he's going.
And for another man's treasure, you say anything. But it's one night of pleasure.
Alright. Well, he took his ring off and put it in his own pocket. Alright, I thought it was like he was taking the ring off the finger because he's now divorced or his marriage is over. And I initially thought he was just going to give it to some guy in the bar, some other guy in the bar and say, here, take this. You might need it someday. But it isn't. He's telling this lady lies to get with her. Another man's treasure. But he's married. He ain't supposed to do that. Oh boy.
Don't look so surprised. The son I should know.
Yeah.
I once was a rich man with my pocket full of gold.
That's the gold.
Some night you're gonna wind up on the wrong end of a gun. Some jealous guy's gonna show up, and you'll pay for what you've done.
Give me 3 steps.
What will it say on your tombstone?
Oh, that went downhill.
Here lies a rich man with his pocket full of gold. Yeah, here lies a rich man with his pocket
I like, well, initially, you heard the comment. I actually thought it was just going to be about a guy who just gotten divorced, which happened to me. And so I can relate on a certain level. Like, as soon as he said, like, he walked in the bar and, like, took his ring off, I wasn't thinking he was married still. I wasn't thinking that he was going in there to cheat with some woman. So, yeah, and this is a common theme, and I've heard this a lot, but that's the pocket full of gold. But man, this went from bad to worse because the dude had to tell lies. No, I'm not married. That of course you're not going to tell her you're married. Some women actually prefer to get with married women, married men, even though they're even though they're married. It's just, and that's not right either. So it's just, mistake upon mistake, sin upon sin, whatever you want to call it. But in this case, she's kind of like an innocent victim. But she was with another dude in some kind of relationship who was jealous, got his gun and shot him. And yeah, here lies. But the rich man thing, that was an interesting way. Here lies a rich man with a pocket full of gold. I don't know why he was rich. I may have missed something in this. Maybe it was just that's how you conceptualize somebody who has a pocket full of gold. And maybe that was just the irony or the almost sarcasm or facetiousness of, yeah, you're not really a rich man with your pocket full of gold. You're full of lies. You're a pocket full of lies. That might be a good song. Carolina's Beauty, interesting choice of song. Very interesting choice of song. Well, of course, you don't want these things to happen to anybody, but they happen out there. I mean, we read headlines and we see things, we might even know people. All right, I'm going to rate the song. And that was an interesting one for Vince to do. Seriously interesting, because for some reason I don't think he wrote that, but he made it his own. And I always wonder, like, how artists decide that they're going to take on someone else's song and say, all right, this is going to be, sometimes the label has a lot to do with it early in artists' careers anyway, and later they even have stuff to do with what types of songs are likely to sell or be popular or work. And the artist wants to argue for his or her own things, and then the label says this is what's going to work, and then they kind of hash it out and decide what tracks are going to go on an album. And it's interesting that this one went on there. I guess they might have needed an ultra song, kind of risque type song. Some artists need to spice things up. Some need to scale it back and do a beautiful ballad, just depending on what the public perception is of the artist. So I don't know when this came out, but evidently they wanted something that was a little bit edgier, even though it's a typical Vince Gill ballad. The subject matter was edgy. All right, the number that popped into my head on this was an 8.4. It was an interesting song. I don't think it was one of Vince's best works, but I was certainly captivated by it. I guess the subject matter, too, is sad, not just because the guy died, but because of what he did to begin with. You're married. You stay with the girl. You don't go out and sleep with someone else. Old school, yeah. But I mean, that's what loyalty is, and that's what you do when you're with someone. You're with them. But there we go. That's my idea on that song. So Carolina's Beauty, thank you again. I certainly experienced something in that song, and it was a range of emotions and thoughts that was confusing, and then I figured it out, and then I'm like, oh no. So thank you for that, the gift, your involvement in the channel, and all these wonderful things, and wonderful person you are. There you go, folks. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.